Okay, we are working on our blue peacocks. This strain has a long history with us. In 2003, in August of 2003, Hurricane Claudette came through. It was supposed to be a tropical storm, blew up into a Category 2 storm in just a couple hours. Our original Greenhouse 1 was rated at 80-mile-an-hour winds. Tropical storm 70 miles an hour. We're about 25 miles inland, so I thought we're not going to have any problems. But it blew up. We got hit by 113-mile-an-hour winds. I stayed in the greenhouse for a long time, and until the eye slipped off to the south of us, that direction, the greenhouse shuttered even at 113 miles an hour, but held up. But when the eye went off to the south, the winds came out of the east, and the long axis of the greenhouse is north-south, and that means it hit it broadside, and it just crushed the bows and purlins, fan out. All those pipes got pushed down. All of our water pipes and air lines got broken. We lost a lot of fish. We were primarily a rainbow fish hatchery at the time. We hurriedly built Greenhouse 2, same size, and to get it done before things get cold. In this part of Texas, tropical fish by the latter half of October really shouldn't be outside. So we finished that greenhouse, moved the survivors over there. We had a whole bunch of empty vats. So we ordered a bunch of fish from Florida. And one of those was a box, I think 250 or 300, 1 to 2 inch OB peacocks. We sorted those, grew them up, sorted them out into colors, and that's where most of our OB peacock lines come from. And in the first generation of the blue OB peacocks, we got bluefish, non-OBs, like this. No OB pattern, just blue body males, and the females look like, that's a really colorful female, so it didn't look like her. It looked sort of like that. So we separated those out. Why would we get non-OBs out of OB peacocks? Simple. If you're a geneticist, you immediately realize that OB is a dominant gene, or technically a dominant allele, and it's dominant to the normal color pattern, non-OB. Obviously, some of the fish, at least one of the males and one of the females in our blue OB breeding colony, were heterozygous for OB. They were carrying the recessive normal, and so we ended up with blue fish. Now, one way we can test that, and we've done that repeatedly, generation after generation, is we never get an OB fish by mating a non-OB peacock together. And why is that? Because if a fish is carrying OB, it is an OB, because that's a dominant allele. Okay, enough genetics and history out of the way. We lost all but 6 of our breeders. We saved 6 females, and see that female, I like her. She's got a blue jaw and some blue in the body. So not quite as much blue, but okay. You'll note that some of these females have egg spots, which is a male characteristic. That's a nice female, blue jaw. That's somehow selecting for color in females leads to some male coloration patterns, such as egg spots. Okay, so then we picked 41 young females from our non-breeder vats, and you can see one of them down there is carrying eggs. You can see because their gills are sticking out. So we're going to have a pretty good sized breeding colony here, 49 fish. That's pretty much up to the between 40 and 60 females that I like to have. Now I've got, it looks like 10 or 11 males here. I've pre-selected the ones that I definitely didn't want to treat as breeders, use as breeders, have already gone to the sale vat. They're nice fish, they just don't meet my definition of this strain. I like a nice dark blue fish and with no other colors on it. So we're going to do a beauty contest here. Okay. What do you do here? This fish. Oh, before we do that, let me show you this fish. Earlier we did our blue rocket peacocks. This male has the body shape, the color, and the white dorsal. I'd like more white on the dorsal, but he's good. He's a blue peacock, but I'm going to put him in with our breeder blue rockets because he's better than the males I selected. He's a little bit bigger than they are, so he'll do okay in competition. And next time we'll purge some of the other males. He's got the nice torpedo-shaped body and the dark blue and the white fin. Like I say, I'd like to see a little bit more white in the dorsal, but he's good. So he's going to go in as a breeder. I don't mind doing that with an aquarium strain fish. We would never do this with a pure species, add a fish of unknown origin, unknown genetics into it. Those are closed breeding populations. Okay, back to selecting breeders. I like that one a little bit better than that one for some reason. I don't like either of those. Too much gold on the belly. This guy looks a lot like that one over there. Looks like a blue rocket. Okay.
That one's too turquoise.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Have to let Susie think she's selecting fish occasionally.
Oh, the one in your left hand is great.
Yeah. He's too young. Okay, so we're down to 4 fish here. I hate to penalize this guy that's got really good color, but a more torpedo-shaped body, but I kind of like the more perc-form, rounder fish. So let's look again. I like them both. I like them both. I'm going to go with 4 males. We've got a bunch of females in this breeding colony. Okay, so we picked our breeders. I'm going to go put them in the 300-gallon breeder vat and see if we can get this strain back online. At least, unlike most of our new breeding colonies, it is up to speed, up to the size that we want it to be. And then I'm going to put this other male in with the blue rockets. They're already in their breeding colony. Good fish keeping.